You can tell very quickly if a guy is a douchebag. A
And
lot of the time.
And you've been choosing douchebags?
No, I've been choosing the nice guys that end up being douchebags. There's two kinds. There's the ones that just are so upfront about it, or the ones that reveal that later on.
Is it possible that you are not recognizing the signs whether a guy is a douchebag?
Sometimes for sure, but I've grown a lot and I think I'm really good now with red flags, which is why when it doesn't end up the way I thought it would, or I just get completely blindsided, I just feel like there's nothing else I could have done. There's nothing else I could have done.
That's not true. There's always something you can do.
No, truly.
I'm not saying that for you. I'm not saying for you to control that person. You can't control what they do. What they decide to do, that's on them. So if they did you wrong, that's on them. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, and I find that a lot of women don't actually recognize the signs when a guy is taking you seriously, whether he's not, B, whether he's actually investing in you properly and whether he's not, C, whether he's maybe in a relationship, maybe he's not. Like all of these signs, right? I think a lot of women don't pick up on.
Okay, so what are the signs that a man is invested?
He spends time with you where sex is off the table. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
So for example, if you can't go for lunch with him and then you go your separate ways afterwards, right? If you can't,
that's always like the basic one that I have.
After sex though, not before.
No. Before, after, anything.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if he's spending time with you where sex is off the table after you started having sex, then he's investing in you. Mm-hmm. Okay,
give me more so I can show you that I've looked at all these things and they're still a fuckboy.
Well, just because he's investing, he may be investing in you, right? But that doesn't mean he's not sleeping with other women. Because just because he's dating you, unless you're in an exclusive, committed relationship.
I mean, I'll tell you what happened with that later, but it wasn't that. Anyway, I want to know more. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like, because a guy can be dating you and taking you seriously, but still be open to dating or sleeping with other women.
Yeah, that wasn't the issue though.
Okay, well, so what else is there?
No, you tell me. I want to know more. So how else would I know?
If he's taking you seriously?
Yeah.
Does he introduce you to his friends and family?
Oh, it's a bit soon for that.
Well,
okay, but when is the right time?
Depends how much time you spend together, but within the first few months, if a guy's taking you seriously, right, it's not unusual for him to start introducing you to his friends, maybe even his family.
Yeah.
Family might be a bit soon. If you can't make a plan with him further than 3 or 4 weeks ahead.
If you can't make a plan with him.
So let's say, for example, like it's we're in November now, right? So let's say, for example, there's like a gig that you want to go to and go with him. And let's say it's like middle of January. Right. And you're like, hey, like, I'm going to get tickets and stuff. I think we should go. Okay,
gotcha.
If he's kind of like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing blah, 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 all of this stuff, right?
It's not like, just last minute things.
He's like, maybe, I don't know if this is going to last that long. Uh-huh. But if he's like, yeah, I'll put it in the diary. You know, I'd like to do that with you and think that'd be fun, right? He's showing intention past the first month. Then that's a really good sign that he plans to have some kind of future with you. Otherwise, he wouldn't plan that. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I think on those three things, for most women, if they recognize those three things, that will pretty much determine 95% of guys who are taking it seriously or not.
I mean, if you say so.
What have you find? What's your experience been?
Like we look for all those things and these guys are doing all those things.
Well, they're making plans with you a few months down the line.
They're like superior F-boys.
What makes them
to family and friends.
What makes them an F-boy?
Because the whole time they had a wife or the whole time they had a girlfriend or they are just
So they
people.
Introduced you to their family when their family know they have a wife?
No, the one that introduced me to family really quickly, he ended up having a double life. And somehow, I don't know if the family were in on it. Like, it was just weird. Like,
wait, hold on. Did he introduce you to family or did you just come across his family? So what I mean is this. Was he like, hey...
He wanted me to come in and like meet his dad.
He wanted you to come and meet his dad?
Yeah.
Okay. And he what?
I'm telling you, these guys are smart.
I'm not saying they're
not.
They're
doing all of these things where, Sex is off the table. They're introducing you to friends and family. They're making plans with you in a year's time for international travel. All of this shit, right? Like big plans.
That's not, no,
And
hold
they're
on.
still
Okay, let's talk about the international travel. Is he like, hey,
not flying you out vibe, like,
No.
I want to go to this place with you.
Okay, but that's not making a plan. That is expressing interest.
Mm-hmm.
So him going, hey, next summer, I'd love for us to go to Cancun is different than him saying, hey,
I booked a ticket.
I've booked tickets for this date for us to go away together.
Yeah.
Because any person can say, hey, let's go do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's not making a plan. That's not committing to a plan.
Okay.
It's the same in a few months. He's like, oh, you might go, oh, there's this thing happening in a few months. I think we should go. He'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe, yeah, cool. But you've not made that plan. But when you go to him being like, hey, these are the dates, I've got the tickets, like, let me know. That's when you know, okay, he's either legit or he's not.
Okay.
And it is, and I get it. I'm not saying those guys aren't smart, but it's wordplay.
Yeah.
You know, saying let's go do this in a few months' time is very different than saying I've booked us to do this on this date. Mm-hmm. Do you see what I'm saying?
I get you. And don't get me wrong, I'm getting way better at it.
That's right.
Way better at vetting.
That's why we're here,
but
man.
every now and again, one slips through the cracks and they fool me big time.
Has only one slipped through the cracks or is it a few?
Lately, it's been like very minimal.
Okay,
like,
so there are guys who you've had something genuine with and they've been genuine with you.
The very few I've been with have all been awful.
It's Adora.
You can say that it's because I chose them wrong. I don't know, but it's like they're the people that I was with and they were lovely to me at the beginning.
Let me ask you, what made you choose them?
They pursued me though.
You know what I mean? Like what made you
No, but that's what it is. Like I gave in, like in a good way, like because I'm not interested in dating. So it would take a lot for me to go out with someone.
Okay.
And they're the ones that took initiative and took interest in what I liked and were really kind and took me out properly and all of these things. And
so basically, here's the thing. So here's what I'm a bit confused about, because you say that you recognize all these signs, but you have nothing else to compare it to.
What do you mean?
As in, you're saying the only guys who have taken you out, right, you've given an opportunity because they've been very persistent, have been guys of a certain type of cloth. Mm-hmm. So if those are the guys that's your experience, how do you know how to compare that guy to a guy who's actually treating you well? If those guys aren't
introduce me to one and I'll compare.
No, but do you see what I'm saying though?
But like I don't know where they are. I'm not saying I don't want to be with a nice person. I'm just saying I just haven't been lucky yet. Like
You
truly.
think it's luck?
Sorry?
You think it's luck?
I think a lot of it is. I can't keep blaming myself. And I know as part of coaching, you need to tell people what they're doing wrong.
Forget that I'm a coach. I'm just a guy who puts his opinion online.
Especially in that case, if you're a man who's putting your opinion on a podcast,
yes,
you can't keep blaming the women for these things.
I'm not
you
blaming,
just have to understand there are patterns.
Okay, you're 100% right. And I'm trying to help you understand what your pattern is, because there is a reason that you have given the same kind of guy opportunities. I'm not blaming you for their bad actions, but I'm helping you understand that you have more agency than you think. The fact that you are just like, oh, well, I've just been unlucky. No, because there are plenty of people, whether they're in a relationship, whether they're dating or whatever, they always choose good people. And the reason is because they choose for different reasons than we have. I've had the experience where
Wait,
girls...
you're saying there are some people that always choose good people?
Yes, because they know what to look for.
I've never met anyone who's like, wow, my dating track record has been so great.
Really? Because most people I know have been.
When you're a dating coach.
No, but I'm a dating coach. I'm not a qualified dating coach. I'm just a guy who gives his opinion online and people ask me to coach them.
So your friends are all like happily married or in happy relationships?
Yeah, if they're dating, they choose good people, yeah. Especially if they come to me for advice.
Okay.
Let me ask you something. What do you think is what is a pro and a con of being an artist in the dating scene, being a singer-songwriter?
A pro would be I have a way to deal with my emotions. That's really healthy.
Yeah, of course. That's true.
I think creatives are really lucky that we have that desire to express our emotions in a healthy way through music or art or whatever it is.
Completely agree.
So if I'm really confused and anxious, upset, I have a really good outlet.
Yeah.
And it makes me money. So it's win-win, right?
100%.
I think a con would definitely be that I am just completely shut off to anything relationship because it's such a hard industry. I feel like it needs 200% of my focus all day, every day. And I've had to make that conscious decision to not date for a really long time.
Okay.
Because I can't afford to.
You don't have enough to give for a relationship.
Even if I did, it's just not worth the risk of
The risk of what?
Going wrong.
What, in a relationship?
Yeah, because it's just going to take away time. And even time-wise, like if I'm dating someone, I want to give them time. And I cannot commit that right now. So
that's fair.
Yeah, I don't want to risk getting distracted or waste time.
So is it mainly the risk of it not being the right relationship for you that makes you not want to be open to it?
Both. If it's the right relationship, it's taking away a lot of time. And if it's the wrong relationship, it's taking away a lot of time of me healing again and getting back on my feet.
I get that. I mean, that's fair. Like, you're just not in a place where you can give to a relationship what you would want to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I get that when you're busy, especially if you travel a lot, that's what comes with the territory. I only ask this just because I've a producer friend of mine, who I've worked with. She has what she calls boyfriends in different area codes. So she travels a lot. She's a producer.
Right. Okay.
And she has guys who, when she's in London, she has this guy she spends time with and
a
does
roster.
the golf. Yeah. And then when she's in LA, she's doing that. When she's in New York, she's got a guy there. Would you ever do that? Have you ever been open to that? Do you know people who have done that?
I know. Well, yeah, that's so normal in the industry and in life when you're traveling so much.
Yep.
Again, I just don't have the capacity.
Okay.
Like, I know me. I know what I want and I know how I get. I get very attached and I just couldn't have just a bunch of people personally. I mean, shout out to the women and the men that can do that and everyone's like aware of what's happening and it's happy and all that.
Yes.
But for me, I get way too attached. So it's just not a smart move for me.
I get that. And getting attached is not a bad thing. It's actually a really healthy thing.
If they're the right person, it can be healthy.
I'm saying that getting attached is the healthy, who it is. That's dependent.
But it just goes back to me just not wanting to commit that time and energy.
I hear that.
But I mean, that would be good if I had the ability to kind of, because you need to detach in order to have multiple people, in my opinion. You cannot be completely attached and invested in all of them.
I think it's a different kind of attachment.
Right.
Because that doesn't mean that, so like my friend who I'm talking about, that doesn't mean that she doesn't care about these people. Yeah. That doesn't mean she doesn't have a level of connection with these people.
Oh, for sure.
But it's a different kind of attachment as to you're mine and I'm yours. It's not that. It's more, this is something that we share and we share this from time to time. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But it's a different kind of attachment.
Yeah.
The attachment you're
saying
saying that
healthy.
Yeah, I think it's, the mindset for sure.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.